Gentlemen, football is back, man. Where's y'all head at right now? How y'all doing? Anton Vincent. What up, Anton?
Let's go.
And you see this guy, KD5's personal agent and his #1 fan. Alright? Pro Crew Sports Talk, the host, Mr. Alex Stevens. Alex, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, brother? I'm so happy today.
Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your Washington Football Roundtable. Hey, it's your boy Anton Benton, aka Mr. Moral Support, aka Mr. Awesome Arsons. I'm here with a few gentlemen. My boy Alex. You know.
What's going on? How y'all doing today, man?
All right, now I want to help bring my boy Sean to it. Here you go.
What up, people? Game day. Let's go.
Let's go, fellas. Now, we got a special guest I want to bring to this studio. I want to say, Austin, welcome. Thank you for the first time coming out and joining our show.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me.
So, you know, we about all that talk and all that smack talk at the same time. So, you're going to be in the middle of all this. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I don't apologize at the same time. So, but we come here to talk to you. You know, just tell me a little bit of information about you, Austin. Like, you know, what made you be a Pittsburgh fan?
For a second.
Give me a second.
Okay, you back?
Hey, we back. Say it again, Anton.
I was just saying, like, tell me a little about yourself and what made you a Pittsburgh fan.
Well, my granddad, he was always a Steelers fan. He was the only one really into football when I was growing up. So I just kind of went with old granddad. So that's where he had a big collection back in the day, but you know, I had to come one up him.
Yeah.
Right on. I mean, I've got family that's a Pittsburgh fan. So my sister, she was born in New Jersey, but ended up being a Pittsburgh fan. So I've got one of those in my house as well. So, you know, loyalty is to where you are.
Oh, yeah.
We talking about this game this week, right? We got Washington versus Pittsburgh. It's a dog eats dog world, and now we get to the grid of this game. Fellas, Sean, I'm gonna come to you. Where do you take the responsibility of this game for Washington going into this Steelers game?
It's a big game. They're 6-2, and we're 7-2. You know, both teams are playing tough. You know, and both teams are kind of. I think a lot of people around the NFL are trying to figure out, are we for real? Now we all know Pittsburgh's defense is for real. They legit.
Yes.
T.J. Watt, Highsmith, Cam Hayward, Minka, all those linebackers that we wanted to draft, they got. And y'all still got Cole Holcomb, my guy.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's our guy right there.
He's gonna show up.
He's not playing.
Nah, he's
not playing today.
Matter if we have him or not.
No, y'all do. He got injured, but he's not playing today though. Is
I don't know. He's still on
he back off injury.
I'm bitter. He's still on their team. But yo, no, shout out to. I mean, honestly, the way that they playing and the way that their defense is playing, they've been able to kind of, you know, mix and match at quarterback. You went 4-2 with Justin. Now you got Russ in the building. So you got veterans. You got a good run game. You got for me, this is going to be one of them games where, you know, America kind of sees, all right, these two good teams. Let's see how good they are. And I think people are going to really have some interesting things to say after this game, depending on how it plays out.
After this game. That's good. That's a good notice. Now, I do want to go to that one point. You said our record is 7-2 and 6-2. That does matter in big difference because these are two great teams that are playing, right? Two great coaches leading two great teams. Alex, now, is there any pointers going into that with two great teams, two good records? Who do you think's going to, who's going to scrap the hardest?
I mean, that's a good point, man. It could be any of us. You know what I'm saying? Steelers, they definitely trying to. The Ravens are definitely creeping up on them, so they definitely trying to keep winning. And the Eagles is creeping up on us. So you know what I'm saying? But I feel like this is a game that everybody's like.
Deep in thought. I get it. Yep. My man.
This is gonna be a real good tough game to go against. So, I don't know what y'all heard. My bad, y'all froze. What y'all hear?
Get out big game, but we got you at the end.
Yeah, well, but yeah, everybody's been saying that we ain't really played nobody, and versus the Steelers, man, they saying this is a wake up call for y'all. So we beat the Steelers, people need to watch out. So I mean, I think it's gonna be a real good game. You know what I'm saying? So.
I agree to that. I really do. We're trying to set ourselves up, right? We're, trying to beat Philadelphia out, trying to get that, that win column for the conference. As Sean pointed out to us earlier, it's the 21st time that the conference is done by a different team. It's never been a repeat. So, we're on a struggle to do that. Now, I don't know where they are. What are you at in your conference, Austin? Are you guys leading your conference or no? Well, behind Baltimore, right?
Yeah, they're number one.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, Austin, where do you feel like the pride of your team is at going into this game coming?
That's undecisive on who they want to go for. If they're just new to football, best thing is jump on the bandwagon with Washington because they got a bright future ahead with that quarterback and the team. I do got to say that. That might be the only compliment I can give Washington right now, but that's definitely, if you're trying to find a team, that's a team that's going to, I think that'll be the team of the future. I do believe that, honestly.
So let me ask a real Steel Curtain fan, okay? How good is your defense this year?
Well, I think our defense is good. I'm a little worried about our cornerbacks. With Cameron Sutton coming back from the suspension, are they going to play him or are they going to
Yeah, Sutton's pretty solid. I wonder how much he'll get in there.
pass interference calls on him? Yeah, he gets some pass interference calls pretty good. A little rough. Some of them that hasn't been called has been questionable.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to play. I don't know if they're going to play Sutton or Bishop. But I'm hoping Bishop because he picked Aaron Rodgers off twice.
Ooh. Oh, nice. That's the rookie, right? That's the young guy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, that's somebody putting in the spot.
He had his first pick in that game.
That's somebody put in a new spot. He's going to definitely be a dog. He's going to try and risk everything to keep that spot.
Austin, what you think about Joey Porter Jr.?
No,
I think he's good. He's really good. He's one of the checkers or wreckers. A lot of times, if they can catch it, they're good. But if not, he does get a lot of pass interference calls. I like him, but he does get a little rough with them sometimes. And that's cost us a few.
Just like it did. Just like it did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool when they had that thing on when they showed him on the sidelines. And then his dad came out through the fire and everything. And he was like, "Oh, that's my dad." He's like, "It's my dad."
Oh, that's an exciting moment. Yeah. Well, I take in this game like this is, I go into it with a bad influence of how the records probably default this as a bigger game than I think, right? I take it, I'm looking into next week, not just this week. We have Pittsburgh, yes. Could it be a game we sacrifice? Yes. Do we really need to win it? I think no, just because I'm looking for next week. I don't look past this game, but I'm looking at, okay, we do have a more important game next week, right? I look at that. So tell me, Sean, like, I know we have the feelings mixed. Where do you feel like, okay, we do need to play our lights out? Now, I look at it as a pointer of, okay, Philadelphia has got all their all-stars already coming out this week. We don't have that chance, but we might as well let them have the rest. Where are your emotions with that?
I don't think they're resting because it was 50-50. Like, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. I think they can't play. A lot of them didn't practice. And I know what B-Rob said, but to be honest, everybody says, yeah, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to play. I think it's a huge game. Unfortunately, I think the fact that we do have so many injuries is going to show kind of the resilience that we have on this team. And this will be good to kind of see, it's going to be more on Jaden with the offense against the stout defense. And I think, going down the line, look, everybody has said we ain't played nobody. So, yes, this is very important to not only show us that we can play somebody, but we are depleted. You know what I mean? A lot of our top guys are out with Wiley, B-Rob, our kicker, and even in Lattimore. So even still, without Lattimore, we are a top 15 defense because that's what the numbers say right now, regardless of how we feel about it. But anyway,
now, I wouldn't expect Lattimore to play this week, getting that fresh. But yeah, I think he would need to be sitting out one more week. This is an excuse for him. Like, if he was really ready, do you think he'd actually start?
Even if he was ready, I don't think it's as easy as just let's trade for a guy and then just drop him in there. Like, we gotta be realistic with this. Like, if I come and I'm working and you pick me up on your job and you're like, oh, this dude knows a lot about how to do this,
right?
And then you just drop me in with no knowledge, how well am I gonna do? You know what I mean? He's gotta know the communication, he's gotta know the fit, he's gotta understand what Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. are trying to do. So him not being in there, I think it's hamstring, yeah, but I also think it's the fact that he might not be acclimated with the system. He might not be ready. But as far as this game is concerned, I think this is a big game as far as showing the rest of the league, we ain't just people that can beat the Panthers.
Right.
We ain't just people that can beat the Giants twice. We can hang our head. We can go up against one of the best that the AFC has to offer. And, I think this is more important than the Ravens game, man, because the Ravens was one thing and we all know what that game was like. But this one is there's no question about that defense. And this could be a huge test. And we're a little shorthanded, but I really think we can show something to the league right now.
And you make some good pointers. I definitely do see that. I don't look past how we do need to succeed in all aspects. Period. Now, going off that, Alex. Now, your boy JD5 has put on a game. He's got a huge dude and a huge defense that he has to be against, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like I put my confidence in him being his active feet, right? He showed us a couple weeks. He's got scramble feet like anything. He has a pocket presence that's remarkable. His escape presence is superstar. It's Superman at this point. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm sorry. It's what it is. Do you feel Kingsbury has that much of a book to help JD5 out?
Yeah, for sure, man. I think he does. I think he does. I think Jaden Daniels will play just like how he always plays. I think the real defense that we played against this year was Chicago Bears. I think Chicago Bears defense is definitely up there too. And Jaden actually played pretty good in that game. I think some of the wide receivers were dropping the balls and stuff like that. We were struggling. We didn't get really good in the run game, but that was a test too. Chicago Bears defense was, they were nice, man. And Jaden actually, he looked pretty decent. He was doing his thing. Everybody around him has to, do just as good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with the Steelers, man, I think this is gonna be a real good test. Especially with TJ Watt. I mean, you always gotta look that way. You know what I'm saying? Especially with TJ Watt coming around. So I think this is gonna be a real good test, man.
I mean, I definitely do think so, and we do have to think about his little rib protection. So
yeah,
TJ Watt ain't gonna take it easy on our boy.
Mm-mm.
And I'll say this: he's shown out pretty much how anxious he is when he starts the game, and I do hope, by halftime, he regains himself and he understands, okay, this ain't a team to mess with. He needs to get to business. Sorry to say this, Austin, but our boy needs to do some dirt on these boys. And, this is where I'll give you the floor, Austin. Tell me, what confidence do you have going into this game that you want to let out? Who do you want to have that influence in this game?
Honestly, I'm going to say Calvin Austin. Because I think he's underrated, but I think we got another Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster situation too. Ooh. They're going to put their best on Pickens because he can catch the uncontested ball, but that's going to leave if they
wide open to anybody else.
Yeah, it's going to open up Austin, and I think he's got he's got some proof. I mean, I thought I liked when they drafted him. Of course, I like my name on the back of a jersey anyhow.
Facts.
But he's done good on the punt returns and stuff. Yeah. I think he had one ran back last week. He's little and he's quick.
Now I do ask the question: Russell or Wilson?
Ooh,
Russell or Fields?
Fields.
Fields, yeah.
I didn't like when they took Justin Fields out because I didn't think he really done anything wrong. Mm-hmm. But when Justin was in, it was almost like I like to say SOS, same old Steelers. It was like we had with Rudolph, and it was short passes, runs, punt, almost every time. We got lucky.
Okay.
But I think with Russell Wilson, he's not scared to launch it. He might not have the accuracy he had when he was with Seattle, but he's got somebody that can definitely catch an uncontested ball. Right. And he knows how to use them better than Fields did. But I do like Fields.
Okay.
Do you feel
like Russell has a better eye coordination on the field than Fields does?
Yeah, because Fields has missed a lot of wide open receivers.
Man, that just brings up another topic that I want to talk about DJ Moore, but another issue. So, with this game, Russell being such a important role to this team. What do you think Mike Tomlin takes into this defense? Do you think he might blitz Washington more? Do you think he might just, play it safe with how we've been doing as a wide receiver squad? Where's your defense gonna do? Well, I couldn't say what do you do, but do you think your defense has the players out there to keep up with our squad at this point?
Yes and no. I'm going to say yes because of Beanie Bishop, Joey Porter,
got it.
Jr., but I'm going to say no because I think Minka, I don't know, he's having an off year, and he really helped us a lot, but he hasn't been doing what he has been.
Yeah.
Too recently, he's been a little more, I don't know if I'd say conservative or just they've done figured him out. I'm not for sure, but he's.
He always getting injured too, don't
he? Yeah.
And that's where I say we're vulnerable ourselves. Our secondary has not been the best, right? And I think that's why we drafted Lattimore over. He's a veteran leader in his own right, and that's Alex, you brought up bringing leaders helps.
Yeah.
Do you think him being on the sideline helps our defense against what Pittsburgh will bring?
I think so. We even saw Lattimore helping out the guys in practice. teach him a little something. But at the same time, we definitely still need him on the field. But we also want a guy that's 100% on the field also. So, but man, we would definitely need him in this game. You know, St. Juice, Garden, Pickens, and Mike Sanders still. He's still, you know, rookie. He's gonna have his ups and downs, but Pickens, man, I mean, that's a guy you just throw up, man, and it's like a rebound. You know what I'm saying? Especially he just goes over the guy and gets it. And we walk. I mean, we can all say that Pickens is a top 5, maybe even top 3 wide receiver in this league, man. Homie is nice. He is nice. So it's definitely gonna be a test, man, for St. Juice. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah, we definitely want Marshawn Lattimore out there for sure. I want Marshawn, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
No disrespect to Pickens. Okay, I want y'all to know this. No disrespect.
Here we go. Let me hear, Sean.
We gonna say top 5.
Hold on. Let's ask Austin. Austin, you feel like Pickens is top 5 in the game?
I feel like Pickens he can make catches like Odell, but I don't know.
I mean, they're like neighbors to us, honestly. Like, if you can't see those two on almost the same level, we've got to play almost the same defense like we did play against New York. If Neighbors is going to be like the slot receiver, just like Pickens is, if I'm not mistaken, that's
no. Pickens is number 1. He's on the outside.
He's on the outside, isn't he? Okay. I mean, he's still running wide receiver. He's not going to give up. He doesn't give up on a play. He still knows, all right, my scrambling quarterback, I got to run. And he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop on a play. So we still got to keep up with him on our defense.
Absolutely.
And
our defense will make him look like a top 5.
Yeah, there you go, Sean.
There you go. My goodness.
But then, Sean, here's the other situation. We have that, we're going to look – our defense is going to look bad, but our depth chart should definitely swallow up a lot of that situation, shouldn't it? Because we've had people next man stand up. I mean, they've been doing their job. Do you think our depth chart should kind of work into this?
Define doing their job, because by the numbers, yes. By the numbers, yes. Individually, no. I do, because we know this. If Lattimore's not in there, BSJ, Juice is going to have to cover Pickens. I'm not confident in that.
I mean, Chen and St. Juice are going to have to do their job, period.
But even beyond that, we've played a bunch of top-tier receivers. Jamar Chase, Marvin Harrison Jr., Evans. You know, you talked about Neighbors. So what I've seen from that is Pickens going to get his numbers. But it's like, I think it's like Austin said. You have Calvin Austin, you got Freiermuth, you got Najee Harris, you know, coming out the backfield, and then Mike Williams. God,
who's your tight end, Austin?
Freiermuth.
Freiermuth.
Okay.
Daddy. And who's the other guy you got from Georgia? The 6'10" Joker.
Oh,
Is he a rookie?
Yeah, I think he's a rookie. Guy's huge.
Let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all watch the Steeler game? Was it last week when Pickens caught the ball and tapped his right foot twice?
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about that?
It's 2 touches to the ground. That's it.
Yeah, 2 feet.
It's like a foot and a hip. It counts.
Yeah.
Same thing. That's how it's. I had a talk with another dude. The same scenario is like, but it's a left foot, right foot scenario, and it's like, no, it's 2 touches to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that counts. Like, it's like a toe and a knee. They call 2 touches to the ground. It's frustrating to know it, but
I think they're gonna have to go and do an in-depth look, and I think that rule may end up being changed, because like Larry Fitzgerald used to go and literally nothing would be in the ground, nothing would be there, but he'd have the ball on the other side of the pylon.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he used to that was a touchdown. So if he got 2 points of contact in,
like,
but a lot of people look at it different. I was just wondering some opinions on that myself, because I don't know. I think it was a touchdown, but
Yeah, they definitely gonna have to change the rule. As we've seen, every rule is under
It gets
review.
changed.
You know what I mean? But I have seen what you were talking about, Anton, where it's like a shin and a knee down or something like that. I think it's different situations for different scenarios, but it's also on how the refs are feeling that day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they're in Washington today, so don't expect to get any of those calls.
That's right.
He is
That's right.
out. He's clearly out. He's
Yeah.
out.
I mean, there has been a lot of critical calls this year, that have replay booth has either changed it, while before the ref gets to the booth itself, or, it's sitting there for like 3 minutes waiting on a call.
Mm-hmm.
But, these knees on the touchdown at the 1 yard line are getting ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the ball's just crossing the plane, or the nose of it is just touching the white of the goal line. It's like, oh my God, we need it.
It's also about what they call on the field, because a lot of times, regardless of if it is a catch or not, whatever they call on the field, it's almost impossible to change it a lot of times. You know what I mean? So it's just like, well, it's like if they missed it, now we got to deal with their error. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
we know how these refs are.
Play calling is difficult. So all right, gents, we go into the situational topic about talking about our key players and who we talk about on our teams, right? Austin, I'll let you take the floor first. You are the guest. I'll let the guest speak, have the mic. Who on your team, you think is going to have the big game, going to be your, MVP for your. Stop it, Alex. Stop it. Who do you think? Who do you think? Is going to lead your team to this win today?
I'm gonna say Alex Highsmith, and I'm gonna say Calvin Austin.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna say Washington's going to adjust their best players are going to be on TJ Watt.
Okay.
So that's going to take more away than Highsmith. But I have noticed that Jaden Daniels likes to scramble to the right, and that's normally where TJ lines up at.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
So Highsmith's got to come. That's going to give Jaden more time to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
TJ plays what, backside, right?
He plays.
He's an outside linebacker. Well,
he plays all over, don't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
He plays all over.
Pretty much, yeah.
So he would be.
That's what I'm thinking. So it's going to give.
He's on their left because Wiley is our right tackle, so he would be going up against Wiley, and Wiley's out, and Wiley's on the right. So he's there.
So we got who? Do you know who's going to be in that spot, Sean?
Lucas is out too, so it'd probably be Trent Scott. The guy who,
we're gonna have, like I said, we're gonna have a double tight end set a lot of the game.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to chip him. You're gonna have to do everything. But you know what? I think that's where Cliff can come into play, because a lot of things that have made Jaden do as well as he has is kind of the conservative play, the quick screens, the little quick out passes, the bubble routes, all that stuff that's going to get the ball out of Jaden's hands quickly, so that it can kind of negate how effective the rush is. The problem is you got somebody like TJ who's so smart that as soon as you take that quick step and look over there, TJ, instead of rushing, will just jump up. And that's how he has these interceptions and all these big plays. And then all of a sudden, now he's going the other way.
So I agree with that. So, Sean, let me get back to you then on who do you think on our team is going to give it to him? Who you got?
Oh, man. Who's playing? I mean, I guess you can. I mean, you know what? For me, I think it's and Austin said he was kind of maybe questioning a little bit of the secondary. I think I would go Terry McLaurin. I told y'all this last week, man. I think we should let's go first play of the game, take a deep shot, and Joey Porter or whoever's guarding Terry, let him know it's gonna be an all day fight, and let's get it. Terry's got 2 touchdowns in last game, and we've made a point to get him the ball, So I think let's continue to do that and continue to try to pass it on them and get the ball out. Now, we got to have time to pass. Hey, like Austin said, you got Ty Smith and you got TJ and then you got Cam. You got all these jokers coming at him. So if we can get the time to pass, I think Terry is going to have to play a great game, and I think he can be the X factor for us on offense.
100% agreeable. I agree all those points. Alex, I'm going to give you the floor. Who do you got?
Yeah, I think even though the Steelers defense is very, very good, their weakness is something like our weakness on defense, and that's them trying to stop the rushing. They're not terrible, but they're not very good. Running backs usually run very well on them. So I'm gonna give it to Chris Rodriguez and our boy Austin Eckler, man. I think we need to run the ball for sure in this game. It'd be great if we had B-Rob in this game, but Chris Rodriguez, man, made a name for himself, and he's on the team. So I think we run the ball and do that, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I think for the Steelers, man, I think that boy Najee Harris he's looking for some money. This is his last year on his contract, so, and he's been doing pretty well the last few weeks, man. So and that's our weakness too, man, is stopping the run. So I think it's gonna be a lot of running in this game, man, for sure. So
agreeable with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
In my corner, I'm just gonna go with your jersey, my man. I'm JD. He's got to be the smartest man on offense right now, regardless of Kingsbury making all those play calls. Like, he's got players out, and he's got to really focus on who's in. He's got this defense that's gonna bull rush him almost every chance that they get. He's got to be smart to know, okay, I got to either audible or play with it and get this ball out. But at the same time, he's got to, get to Terry, get to, whoever else is on the field, and basically hope for the best, right? As we call it, as I call it, or need to call it, yak stats, right, Sean? We want to call it right. So, I think JD really does need to stand out this game. He's got such talent that it's going to show, as well as he's got a coach in his corner that's going to help him, right? So I think Kingsbury really is going to help JD5 just take his ability just a little bit higher. I think this game, whether or not JD really sees it, it's going to be like a chess game with Kingsbury, putting all these people in the right place as he's trying to help. He doesn't want our team not going under 20 points a game. He still wants to keep that up. But at the same time, he's got to let JD be a smart player out there and dictate, all right, which player he's going to give the ball to, and not keep it in his hands so he doesn't get crushed. He's still got his ribs to worry about. So, Sean, do you think, that makes an impact for playing it safe for him, not holding on to the ball and running so much? Do you think he'll pass as much, or do you think he will be running it?
Well, I think when we look at this game, and Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, I think when we look at this game, we have to look at who they play that's similar to us. And they play somebody twice a year that's similar to us in the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. And one thing we know, whenever they play against Lamar, regardless if he hands the ball off, regardless if he passes it, they are going to put a lick on the board. They're going to hit him. And so I think we're going to see something similar to that. I think I'm not going to say they're going to target his ribs, but they definitely going to welcome him to the NFL, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think after each play, especially if we try to do that read option or any of them quick passes, they're going to give him a bump. And they might help him up and pat him on his back, but then they're going to bump him again the next play and knock him back down. So I think his composure is going to be key, how he's able to continue to get up. But I think we need to expect it, because we know Pittsburgh, even if they don't sack the quarterback, even if they don't shut the play down, they're going to make sure you knew they were there.
Right.
And so that I'm concerned with that, especially with the injuries we got.
Okay. I definitely take those points because, like I said, JD's going to have to really be smart. He does have the injury that he has to have, kind of hovering his shoulders a little bit. But that's, quarterback being quarterback. He's got to do his thing. Russell's got to do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alex, do you think JD5's got it in his system to do this?
Yeah, y'all keep talking about his ribs. I don't know what y'all talking about. Jaden Dan.
Facts.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Jaden gonna be Jaden. I don't know what y'all talking about. He healthy to me. He ready to go. He that dude, man. Let's get it.
Hey, Austin. So I do want to ask, how Tomlin, do you think, this year, I'm just going to be random with it. Do you think Tomlin's pushing to make himself still be the best, coach this year with the team that he has? Or do you feel like he's just letting the team be it?
I think he's doing a lot of pushing, but I have noticed he seems to be more laid back on the sidelines than he has in other years. He don't seem to get up in their face like he has been.
Okay.
But I think he probably looks at it as with our record, who we've played and how good we've played, he probably don't need to be that hard nosed as he has been.
Okay.
I was questionable though about the field situation, and I was even questioning. I don't know if y'all watched it. I can't remember what game it was, but we put Kyle Allen in because Fields got hurt, and Russell Wilson was when he was inactive.
Yeah.
That was like his third or fourth game, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. And he handed the ball off first. I said, well, that's what we're going to do till Fields gets back. And then he comes back and throws a 25-yard, a dot. And that was the longest play of the game up to that point. And I think this was third or fourth quarter.
Right.
So I think that play itself may have been when Tomlin was like, we can do that. And
So,
I think he seen.
Let me ask you, do you think you would have stayed with Fields in at that point, or you would have let Russell, back him up?
I would have. I think Fields. It was his game to win or lose at that point.
Yes.
Because I didn't want him to put Russell in. Then because when Russell did get his start, he started off real slow. And I don't want people to lose. I felt like it was the right call because I didn't want him to lose faith if the game was lost. If it was won, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Russell had a lot to lose that game." Because if he would have lost it, they would have been like, "Okay."
I mean, it was kind of like an experiment. But do you think the team would have been better with Russell, or do you think they would have been better with Fields?
Well, I heard that there was a lot of people, Steelers fans, because we got some Steelers fans that on the job besides Austin, and they were saying if they had Russell in at the beginning, they would have been undefeated. I don't know. You believe that? Possibly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's what I've heard from Steelers fans, but I don't know.
I think we
how I heard was Russell.
Something to do with the quad, and then when they was going to put him back in, I think he re-aggravated it in practice or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But I definitely think we'd beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I definitely think we'd beat the Cowboys, and that was the game because that was my first day at my new job. The next day, so I stayed up till 1 o'clock just to watch him lose on fourth down.
Yeah, Austin, how y'all let that happen, man? Come on, man. We needed y'all to do one thing.
That was before we got Beanie in there, though. I think Beanie would have stopped that play down.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game. All right, gents. So, I feel like we do have a game on our hands, right? We've got a lot of facts to prove today, right? So, Austin, with the floor, what do you predict the score of today's game?
Got 31-28 Pittsburgh.
Let's do it.
Nice.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
Okay. 31-28. Are you sure?
I think so, yeah. I believe so, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So I do want to reiterate, Sean, you had 30. You had 28, but you wanted to change it, right?
Yep. 30-21 Pittsburgh. I think with all the injuries we got, it's going to slow us up a little bit, and the fact that we don't have our golden foot, our golden boot with our kicker Austin Seibert being out. I think there's gonna be some opportunities to get field goals and things like that to keep it close, and we're gonna slip up. We're gonna miss them. I think 30-21 Pittsburgh.
And then we're gonna go right back to Alex. You said,
well, I forgot what I said, man. I know you wrote it down.
If I had written it down correctly, it was 35-27.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. And my score was 24-21. Washington with the win. And I had thought Seibert was going to be here, so let's just throw it in the hands of the new kicker.
You can change it if you want to. It's okay. You don't be above changing things.
Look, I'm with my team.
Just because you pick against them doesn't mean you're not with them. Just being realistic.
Shut up, Sean. I got this. I'm gonna put it in the hands of the new guy that just came in. All right. So
what's his name?
I have no idea.
Exactly. No, you ain't. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
But I will say this: if the game is within 7 points, I feel like we do have a better defense in Philadelphia. So I do feel like that is, if it is within 7 points, maybe even 10 points, I think y'all are still going to whoop on Philadelphia, and I'm hoping.
I mean, unless you guys have so much blood pressure that JD can't concentrate throwing the ball down the field, like he's already risked the biscuit trying to launch the ball, and he knows it. But I don't. My thing is like I have to put trust in him being smart not to do that, not to put his body on the line throwing that good ball. Like he has to just be smart. Okay, let me do the 15-yard check down rather than that 60-yarder like he wants to. Because that puts his body at risk in that notion. Because he's waiting for a play to set up. He's waiting for that defense to get to him. So, in other words, like he's got to do more checkdowns, more options, more, pass options so that he doesn't have that risk. And we'll see. We'll see. So, thank you, gentlemen, for all your scores. I thank you. And we're going to check out this game. I thank you, Sean, for this opportunity. Alex, I thank you for bringing Austin to the show.
Always. He decked out too, man. Y'all should see him. He decked out, man. He fly.
I mean, look,
he got the jersey. Look.
He ready to play. He ready to play.
He ready. All he needs is fans. All he needs is the fans.
Take him off. Hold up. We need to not take him out the game. Injure him. Man. That's the X factor right there. Austin about to come off the side. Number 30. Who is this guy? What?
You're right. Oh god.
Yes.
A secret weapon.
Oh man, he's gonna be ready off that. So I know y'all house gonna be loud.
Man, I got two more other Steelers that's coming. Man, I'm the only Washington fan. Well, my kids though, but they probably in the house playing the game, man. They ain't gonna watch it with me.
They're gonna just be like, "Daddy, your team is kind of winning."
Y'all pray for me, man. Y'all pray for me.
I will say this though, there ain't gonna be another Chicago ending.
Oh, that hell, man.
Let's go.
Wait a minute. What happened in the Chicago game? Was it this?
And it's going to be getting longer by the second. You're all the way back at the 30-yard line. Now you can step into it. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught! It's a miracle!
It's a miracle. Yes, sir. I'm a Steelers fan, born and raised, but I was up hollering when that happened. That was the best game, I think. That was the best game of the season. And I loved it because I do not care. I think Jaden Daniels is 10 times the player Caleb Williams is.
Yeah.
And I always say that. I do not like Caleb Williams.
You don't like Caleb.
We got Trubisky, who was a first-round pick for the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
We got Fields, who was a first-round pick for the Bears.
They gonna get Caleb.
They can keep Caleb Williams.
Wow. Yep.
They can keep Caleb.
Look, I know you like our knockoff Steelers jersey. The all black with the yellow tint on it.
Oh yeah, the all black jersey.
Oh yeah. Y'all just trying. It's okay.
Hey, we tried. We did it though. I mean, but I think it's gonna be a better game than that. So
we'll see.
Yeah, crossing our fingers and crossing our toes. Anyways, gentlemen, I thank you. Appreciate y'all. Let's go enjoy a game, Sean. See us out.
Gentlemen, football is back, man. Where's y'all head at right now? How y'all feeling? More sport. Anton Vincent. What up, Anton?
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh.